guys, welcome back. It's your boy Gigs and
Ismail.
Mustafa.
you're back to DTT Deep Talk Tuesdays. Now today is a very special episode. Yesterday, Nigeria just celebrated our 64th anniversary.
Happy birthday.
Thank you
Happy
very much.
birthday.
Thank
Congrats,
you.
congrats.
To all our Nigerian fans, we support y'all. He's where you from?
From Sudan.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Sudan.
Sudanese.
Shout out Sudan.
Shout out
We're
Sudan.
almost out of the war.
Yeah, almost. Hey,
Inshallah, inshallah.
God willing. And also we have here.
The end.
Sudan as well.
Really? That's what you wanna claim?
No, Egg Nation.
Egg Nation.
Ghana.
Hey, egg warriors, come for him. But anyways,
Sorry,
today
that's wrong
boys,
with eggs.
boys.
He didn't deny it.
I mean, honestly, eggs is good for you though.
Eggs
That's
are good for you.
Different topic.
Yeah.
But today, we're gonna talk about something that, as students and as people in life, we all have to, do this sometime.
Something that's bound to happen.
Yeah,
Bound to happen, man.
and that is what 9 to 5.
95 life, man.
Yeah.
What
do
stuff
you
you
think about
wanna?
that? What do you guys think about that?
I feel like I just can't see myself doing it for a very long time. Being consistent with going to a job every single day, 9 to 5, 5 days a week,
Yeah.
and being like, almost, you're like in prison, kind of. Like, not in prison in the job, but there's a prison cycle.
Right.
You're like a cycle that is routine.
Routine that
yeah.
you have to stay
You just
to.
become a robot over time,
Mhm.
and I feel like that's such a scary thing to think of.
I mean, I used to think about it like that as well,
Mhm.
especially before my internship.
I mean,
And,
yeah, you
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Like,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
You have experience, so tell us about it.
Well, the thing is, when I had my internship, it was a hybrid schedule as well, so I didn't have to
Okay.
be in the office all the time.
Okay.
So you could work from home and be in the office. But even so, maybe it's because we were interns, so they weren't really that
Too much hard.
too hard on us.
Mhm.
The thing is, you could work as soon as you get tired. You could go down. They have a game room. They called it our family room over there. But there's ping pong. There's the soccer
word.
thing. It's pretty nice. Or if you wanted, you could just go to the other departments and just talk to the other interns over there.
Oh,
Just
really?
hang around their desk. Now I don't know. It probably was super lax. I don't know how. I don't know if that's how it is in corporate
real life,
world.
yeah.
But if it was like that, I wouldn't mind. Because, you can get to roam around. You're not restricted to one area. It's very, out there. But, yeah, from what you see in the movies and those little snippets on this Instagram about the guy just going to his desktop with the cubicle, and that's what's scary, man. That's
You guys
what's
watch
scary.
Severance?
No.
Never.
That's not-
Great show. You guys gotta watch that.
Okay, I guess put it on.
Yeah.
Can't talk about it, man. I signed an NDA. that's
Oh,
why.
right. Okay. Anyways, 95. I
Yeah.
think is a thing of you can, but you can't. Like, let's say for example, if you have to go every day at 9 and you have to be there, and then you're on a keyboard in a cubicle, right? And that's your life for 40 or how many ever years you decide to work. That's a little iffy. Now, if it's a thing of where he said like a hybrid situation where 2 days out the week you could go into the office, the rest you could work from home. I think that's lovely because you could still have time for your family, your friends, vacations, and this. Otherwise, when
flexible.
stick it, yeah, it's flexible.
See, I think it's achievable if you're only living by yourself. But then if you have broad responsibilities, whether it's kids or a wife,
Yeah,
and you have to take care of the kids,
yeah,
obviously like nurture them, make sure they are in a
good space.
good
Yeah.
space, exactly, and having to juggle that with your work, not having any free time. You wake up maybe an hour earlier now because you have to feed the kids before they go to school. You have a commute. You go to work. You come back. You gotta bring them from work, from the school. They got their soccer clubs after school.
Sure, yeah,
You have to do their home. You have to help them do their homework, and then you'd have to do that every single day
Yeah,
for 18 years at least
but
for each kid, and having to do that for more than one kid. It just becomes like a
burden.
it's a burden.
But that's why we say, like the last episode, if you get yourself a nurturing wife and a wife that is good for you, guess what? Now you have a partner that will be able to help you share those responsibilities.
Facts, honestly.
Right?
Facts, I agree with that.
Because
But
at the
also-
end of the day, it's no matter what, let's say you have kids, no matter what, unless you want to be a deadbeat, don't do it. you know, you always have to take care of your kids. You always have to take care of your wife, your family duties and stuff like that. Whereby I think if you have a partner where now you guys have a conversation of like, okay, so this person's the responsibility is this, that, and the third. Now, okay, you're doing your 9 to 5. She's gonna be able to, okay, let's say you drop them off in the morning on your way to work. She picks them up in the evening, takes them to soccer practice, come home, you know, all of that, you know, get the kids. Then when you come back, you get them in the shower. She's making dinner. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's a balance thing.
But isn't your life, even if you share those responsibilities, you still have it feels like chores at all times, you know.
I do agree with that. I do agree.
And it's almost like it just restricts you for the rest of your life.
A restriction, huh?
And also, it's
It's
very
very
hard to
interesting way to
escape
put it.
from it. Like, what are you gonna do other than work your 9 to 5?
Well,
You
what are
go
you gonna
on
do other than
vacations.
do the 9 to 5?
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
want to be a scammer?
No, but I mean, the only way to maybe escape it, people would say, is start a business or whatever. But it's very risky. You just can't start a business like that. You just can't quit your job and start something like that. It's something that takes time, a lot of sacrifices, which
It's risky.
you might not even afford to take those sacrifices because you have kids to feed,
Yeah.
you have family members, everything around that, bills to pay and stuff like that.
So wouldn't you say that's why people take the 9 to 5? Because the income is stable. You know you'll always have it, apart from, you know, the occasions where you might get let off. But compared to having a business or doing something that you know you don't really know what's gonna happen, right?
Don't you think most people are depressed though?
Yeah.
When it comes to, you know, especially in this country, where it's probably like where it's most extreme, you know, people are drinking, using drugs to alleviate their
pain from the
struggles. Yes, you know, and do you think that's a healthy way to go on
Do
about
you
it?
think the 9 to 5 is what's causing that, or is it a lack of maybe purpose or lack of faith, or maybe
Yeah,
a
but
lack
if
of-
you're in a cycle that you almost
Yeah.
become a robot, then you don't have a purpose anymore, right?
No.
You don't think you have a purpose? Do you
I
think
think
you
you
have
do.
a purpose?
Okay, I think you have a. I think when it comes to purpose doesn't. Sure. Okay, you're having a routine. Being stuck in a routine does not mean you don't have a purpose. Because you can find your purpose in anything. You could be like, okay, my purpose or the reason that God is giving me life every day is to worship Him, raise my family right, do all those things are your purpose. Sure, you may have a 9 to 5 and all of that, and then now you're in a routine. But you still, I think you can still find purpose in the things that you do or in that quote unquote routine, depending on yourself, you know.
Mhm.
But I don't want to say, okay, now I'm doing drugs because I have a routine or something like that. I think if you're doing
Yeah,
drugs,
but I don't think it's a routine anymore.
seek some
though.
help, bro.
Like a routine is something that you kind of willingly do in order to organize your life, right?
Yeah.
This becomes more like a
It's a cycle, right?
yeah, it's basically a cycle.
It's
Yeah,
Something
repetitive.
that-
It gets repetitive.
exactly.
I know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
what was the
I know
difference
what
between
you're
a
talking about.
routine and a cycle then?
I feel like a routine is something that's more
It's something you plan.
something that's organized.
I would say a
Plan.
routine is something you plan.
plan.
You know, where you say, okay, I'm gonna get up at 6 a.m. to do X, Y, and Z, and you want to be consistent
A cycle
upon
is what
that.
you fall into.
But a cycle, I get what you're saying.
Okay, so are you
Because
trying to sorry?
A cycle could be waking up 8 a.m. You're in the office. You're doing the same thing. You leave for 12, so your break. Come back at 1. Do the same thing. Go to sleep. Wake up. Do that same thing.
I feel like that's
Now
modern day
that's-
slavery.
But
man.
isn't that also a routine?
That's modern day slavery.
It's a routine, but it's not something you're choosing to do.
I would rather do
Okay.
something
Yeah.
that is gives me a lot more freedom to do stuff and get paid less. I mean, look,
Oh, I don't know
look,
about that
Who?
one.
No way.
I think say you make 6 figures in a job that you work 9 to 5.
Yeah.
When are you gonna spend that money? You're working 51 out of 52 weeks a year. You know, you go home every single week, every single day tired. You can't use your money. You're just like regenerating your energy
Yeah.
to for the next day, basically.
Yeah.
And you just keep doing that, and the money goes to your kids or
Grandkids.
bills and stuff like that, and you just never are able to enjoy that money.
Now, do you think it's a thing of like, for example, I don't know if this is true actually. I heard this like in Spain, right? apparently they only have like four
Yeah,
work
4
days.
work days a week. Yeah.
Okay, so something like that. Do you think it's a thing where if you have like 4 work days, it will be able to?
I think that might be a solution. I mean, if you look at, you talked about Europe, a lot of European countries work 4 days a week. They have a lot more days paid off leave.
Okay.
10 in America, 48 in like England.
Time to move.
You know? Exactly. Hey, in it.
Hey, in
Not
it.
too shabby.
Not too shabby.
So, yeah, I mean, that's some stuff that you can actually,
Okay.
that help people. And those people are a lot happier than Americans, I feel like. They have a lot bigger breaks, even at work. Their work is not as intense. They're a lot more lax with their work, you know? Because they actually focus on having a life outside of work.
So what would you say is the perfect job then?
Exactly. That's
What
exactly
would
what I was
be-
gonna ask.
What would
So
be
since the 9 to
perfect-
5
yeah.
doesn't look like it, right? To you, what would be the alternative?
I mean, I feel like every job has its
Perks
pros and cons,
yeah.
you know? But I feel like a job that you're able to not gain financial freedom, but have financial leeway, basically, where you're able to pursue some of the hobbies that you want to do, some of the interests that you actually like, and still have time to work. You're not working as many hours, maybe, but you're able to do enough to be able to sustain your hobbies
So what
and
would
whatever.
be the hours?
You
40
know,
hours a week?
no, you know what I
Because
say?
if you work, let's say full time, if you work less than that, you're not making anything, don't you think?
You're not making anything.
And 40 hours a week is usually the best in the situation, right? Remember the cycle I was talking about, right? What if that person is working that 40 hours a week, but they just choosing not to do anything outside of work? Because they could hit the gym, they could work on a craft, they could maybe
Hobby.
do something alongside their job, something that's
That's-
keeping the mind stimulated. That way they're not in that cycle all the time. Because yeah, I get it, you could get tired from working, 8 to 5,
Mhm.
but I don't know, what do you think?
And that's the reason why I wanted to be a soccer player when I was young. No,
Me
seriously,
too.
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Me too. I mean,
Because-
don't we all?
A lot more freedom,
yeah.
It's a lot more
Oh my
freedom,
goodness.
more money, and the ability. Obviously, yes. You let's say in a year, maybe there's like 90 games or something like that. But I think there's still time for you to like in the summer you can take time off and
Oh yeah.
do all sorts
You
of
still
things.
get paid.
You still get paid even with your time off.
I think going
That
back
would
to
have been a
the
perfect job. But yeah.
the perfect job might be being able to own a business or being part of a business that you are not running directly anymore.
Or you mean like? So I heard somebody say, you cannot call yourself an entrepreneur if your business can't run without you.
Exactly.
Ooh.
And if you're able to have a business like that you can put in 20 hours a week in the business and focusing on what you like at other times,
Yeah,
that might be a great
business.
routine.
Interesting.
I feel like that's something
Yeah.
I would love to be able to reach. But obviously, to start a business
That does
and
take
grow
time.
it to a successful, sustainable business, that takes a lot of sacrifices in itself. You
Right.
probably want to work 6-7 years without any,
Yeah.
It's
time
tangible.
off or whatever. Yeah, tangible money or whatever it might be, until you're able to
Mm.
reach a point where
No.
it's sustainable.
Let's say, for example, there's a young, beautiful black, or white, or whatever race you are, young man watching this, or women. What would your advice be to them? They're like, okay, so I'm in school right now and I'm thinking, oh, what do I need something to do, or like I want a job. What would you say to them?
You wanna go first?
Well, firstly, I wouldn't say I'm the most experienced, if I'm being honest. If I'm being honest, I know I have an internship and all that, but getting humbilism. But I would say work on your people skills, man. If I'm being honest, that takes you a long, long way. And I'm saying this because if you have charisma, if you have the ability to talk to people, to bring people together, that alone honestly outweighs any ability or skill or coding or whatever knowledge you may have, because that alone can just take you to maybe that freedom he's talking about, where you can escape that 9 to 5.
In
Because
other
look at the
words.
people we follow on the internet nowadays.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they're very charismatic individuals that are captivating people, going around giving talks, all this stuff.
Yeah.
The reason why is because people like
It's
listening.
because they have personal brands.
They
That's
have
what
personal
say.
brand. That's
They
exactly.
grew up their personal
And you know
brand.
what though? Now that you brought it up, I guess that would be another thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
To escape that 9 to 5 is to build a personal brand.
But
Give
sometimes,
value
Something
to people.
online.
yeah.
Exactly.
Sometimes though,
So that's
I would
what
like
I'm
to
saying.
say, like he was saying, it's not about. Sometimes it's not about what you know; it's about who you know, and your ability
That's
to
a
sell
quote.
yourself. I know it sounds weird, like when people tell you sell yourself, like you have to be able to sell yourself, but you really got to.
Well,
Yeah.
all I can say is Ish said, kids, be master manipulators.
Yeah, that's what he
Have a
taught
great
us.
rest of your day. It's been Mustafa.
I've been Gigs, and he's been.
Have a great rest of your day.
Peace.